Okay, in our last CSV video, what we did was we brought in a CSV file into Unity. Now, one of the most common things that we can do is we can have a CSV file that's contained with all our NPC characters, all that kind of stuff, but we tend to want to have them all in one place so that when our designers come in here, they know exactly where things are and they can manipulate this, because designers really do like this. It's a fabulous interface for them. They can change the values and tweak things to their heart's content. Now, from our point of view, though, that gives us a bit of a dilemma. So we can create multiple sheets. So if I go down to the bottom here, you'll see that we've got sheet 1, and we could add another sheet, and then that would give us the ability to, add another level and so on. But what if we take out a level? What if we do all this kind of stuff? Now we've got to import multiple sheets, you've got to export multiple sheets. It's a whole big thing. Let's not make it a whole big thing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add another column, and I'm going to add another column onto the right here. I'm going to call this column level name. So I'm calling it exactly the same thing there. And then I'm going to choose, this is going to be level, let's call this give them color names. It doesn't really matter. So this is the red level. And then our next set of values, I'm going to make a copy of these so that we can sort of tweak these values here. So the plane is the ground. That's okay. Let's have 3 green cubes in this one here. So let's have a green cube, green cube, cube 1, cube 2, cube 3, and this is going to be at 5, 5, 5, 0, and then this is going to be at 0. Okay, so this is going to be our green level. Alright, so now that we've done that, we've added another property here. That's effectively what we've done. Remember that columns represent the properties of the object. So we need to change just one thing. That's all we need to do. We just need to change one thing and everything will work just nice. So if we go to our scene object here and we add our level name, so our level name is in here now. When we run this in what do you call it? Unity? That's the word. It'll probably break. Or it won't work. It doesn't quite work because our levels, our data is not there. So we need to export our data again. So this is the kind of pain of it, and we'll deal with that later on in this series as well. So there's our latest version here. So I'm going to put this in as level specific. Okay, so I'm going to call that level specific, and then I'm going to drag and drop that into Unity, into resources, and then go to our scene object spawner, and then go to level specific. So again, all of this is really, there's not much code in this, and we've made something kind of quite powerful in that we can get designers to set up the stats. So imagine you want this to be like, how high a character can jump, how fast they can run, what's their average walking speed, that kind of stuff. All of that can be tweaked inside a spreadsheet, and then you just bring the data into your game, and your functionality is all there for you. So now, when I run this game, it's going to go a little bit weird. So now I have these objects here. So I have my 3 green cubes here, and I have my red and my blue cube. But my red and my blue cube are for my red level, and they're not for my green level. So I want to, and likewise the green level shouldn't have the other ones in there as well. So I want to be able to pare that down. So I'm going to change my spawner example here, and I'm going to say this is going to be public string level name equals, and I'm going to default it to red. Okay. And tooltip, the level that the player is currently on, for lack of better English. And you'll see that it appears over here. So the current level name, and we should get a little hover over there as well. The level that the player is currently on. Okay, that's great. Now, in here, we have our importer here that says read the data. Now we're using Linq. Now what we can do is we can actually filter out the data so that it only adds the things that we wanted to add. So we can do things like dot where. And then what we specify here is we specify a function. And again, this is why I was bringing functions into it, is because this is the kind of power of this. So there has been method in my madness this month. So my function, this is the predicate. So the predicate says return a Boolean value based on a game object. So my scene object, so we're SO, and then this is going to be dot level name equals, and then this is going to be our level name. So this is kind of like, for those of you who've done like SQL programming, this is very SQL-y like. So I'm looking at a bunch of records, and I have 10 records in the database, and I'm saying only bring me back the records that match this criteria. So I'm only interested in things that come back and say it's this level name here. So now when I run the game, and again, one line change, that's all I've done, one line change. It's not a whole bunch of if statements, one line. When I run this, I just get my red level again. And similarly, if I go over to here now and I change this to green, I only get my green objects. And the where doesn't even stop at that. That's just the sort of neat thing. You can actually say things like dot where, let's only have things on the left hand side of the screen. So we could do dot x is less than 0. So things that are on the left hand side of the screen. So where x is less than 0. And when we run this, it's going to ignore this criteria over here because we've just commented that out. You'll see that we only have our red and our green cubes. So this becomes really quite powerful. The fact that we can do these where statements here, and we can also do other things as well. We can also do select as well. So instead of saying like, what we could do is we could take every single one of those objects and then we could make them into a game object and then add them to the scene. That kind of stuff. We can do all that functionality just inside these link statements. So it becomes very, 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 very powerful what we can do here. But anyway, I'm going to leave this is going to be a short one, this one today, but this is that's the sort of gist of it anyway, is that you can use Linq to specify what data gets shown in your games, and it can all be controlled by the database as well. So it doesn't even need to be in order. You can actually specify that maybe you want this one here is going to be part of the red level now. So you just save that, and then you export this, download as, comma separated value, and I go to my Finder, and this is going to be another example, so I'm just going to change that to another example. You probably want to call these the same object name, but another example. So now when you run this, we'll get the red level will have should have, but it's not there. Why is it not there? Another example, because it's not in there, because I did it at runtime. Oh! Another example. And you see that we've got our middle green square there because it's now, according to our CSV file, is now part of the red level. I'm going to put it back to green there, for example's sake. Okay, so yeah, that's the where clause for link. Hi guys, thank you very much for watching. This is part of the video a day in September 2017 videos. If you liked it or you didn't like it, hit the appropriate button below. Subscribe, so if you hit the little icon over there, then you'll get notified, especially when you hit the little alarm icon. That's the really important part apparently. Then you'll get notified when a new video goes up. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.